Now, there are some opportunities I think that we might be able to still focus on it. Okay, this is on pound yen. The setup is pretty clean. You can see it's going up rather slow in the past, and then we have this first one impulse push. We broke this one, right? We broke this level, and we are doing a consolidation below it, which means we get an impulse correction, and we can anticipate this move to the downside too. Okay. Then the next question I'm going to look out for is where will this likely head towards? Okay. Now, to be very, very, very conservative, okay, I would probably put it somewhere around this low here, which is 149.20, or even this part here, if I would like to be, a little bit more aggressive, somewhere around 150. Okay. Now, if I bring you to the daily time frame, though, with this new development of the impulse to the downside, if I update this trend line a little bit, then what we are seeing is that potentially this can come back all the way and then retest this zone here. Okay. When I mean zone is because it's not going to probably be like the exact, horizontal price line, but it's a zone where you can see, there's some kind of rebound over here as well. Okay, so that's the aspect from a daily time frame, right? So the downside looks pretty, I would say there's a potential, right? The room to the downside is pretty attractive too. So if I start to zoom in, you can see on a 1 hour scale, okay, we are developing that tree wave pretty neat as well. I mean, from this low, you can see one, it came down. This is our second point here, a second wave, and then this is doing its third one, right? Which you expect it to break it. As of now, as we're speaking, it did tag it. Okay, so if let's say I were to squeeze in a fib expectation on this here as well, okay, that would then to measure from here to here and then coming back down. We are somewhere there, right? Very, very close around this zone. Okay, and that would then form, if I put in the label, the WXY, right? The three wave expectation. Okay, and there are some alignment. I mean, if you start to stack up quite a bit of like different levels of analysis, you can see we are getting very close to 50% around that 123.6 Fibonacci level. Okay, pretty close. And then if you add in a little bit of like previous break, you can see that is that zone as well, right? So to me, is it worth to be looking at this? Okay, if I kind of simplified it, right? Quite a bit of things are aligned here. We do have that pattern of an impulse correction. We do have the downside room that we can ride on as well. And we might even look at this as a 1, 2, and then 3, right? Even if it doesn't go all the way back down, looking at this here, taking this trade down, we can manage it. If this is just going to be a 3 wave and then this push, it's still not too bad, right? So having all this in mind, I mean, I would be willing to kind of consider and take this trade, okay? And if I were to kind of add in a level for my stop consideration, it will be something like that, yeah? So I'm going to use that 1618 extension as my stop, okay? So it's pretty tight, right? It's about 30 pips. For pound yen on the 30 pip stop is actually pretty tight, okay? And what I'm going to look out for, of course, my target, I'm going to reference it to this low here, okay? And that would bring us towards a risk reward of about 8.5, okay? Yeah, so this is how I'm going to look out for it, okay? Just take note that this risk in terms of 30 pip of pound yen as a volatile pair is pretty tight, okay? But that's also a good news because then the risk reward can be pretty attractive. So let me put this into the Excel. Okay, so maybe I'll delete the 50% to make it cleaner. Pound yen, okay, depending on again how aggressive you have been managing this position. We got in somewhere around there, right? Somewhere at this top over here, the rejection, and we get a pretty neat one. Okay, so if you're in, just continue to hold on to it. I mean, okay, if you're tapped out, there's no need for you to just jump in again. We're still definitely looking for downside. I mean, overall structure, nothing has changed. We're still seeing this as an impulse correction. There's a good chance this will continue all the way back down. Okay, I mean, if we see kind of like a 1 hour flag or something like that, perhaps maybe today with Monday market usually a little bit quiet, then we might continue to take this down. Pound yen, for those of you who are riding onto it, yesterday it did tag the level, okay, which is over here. You can see 149.18. All right, it came very, very close to that. Our target was somewhere around 149.2. Yeah, so basically, if you're riding onto this trade, you should have a very, very decent run. Okay, I would say it's pretty easy as well, right? Depending on how aggressive you are managing on that trade itself. Okay, so this one here is basically done as well. We'll get this out here.